I was in the police academy and I got injured.
I ended up that my grandpa has prostate cancer.
I lost my dad in January of this past year.
On April 19th, I faced a life-threatening surgery, which had caused me to be paralyzed. And my major concern was that I could not walk again, but as you see, I am here. And I've got work to do.
The glass is half full. Could have been worse. Look on the bright side. When life knocks you down, these are the things you hear people say. I mean, there's no way what they're telling you could actually be helpful, could it? Well, buckle up. Because psychologists have found that a substantial amount of your happiness in life is determined by your ability to focus on the positive. We gathered a group of volunteers who experienced a significant and sometimes difficult life event in the past year. First, we handed them a test to gauge their current level of happiness. Now, in order to be super scientific, we split them into two groups, a control group and a variable group. Now, what about that control group? Well, we asked them to think about something that they had no opinion on whatsoever. They didn't feel too strongly about it one way or the other. And then we asked them to share that story with us.
So here's what I wrote. I found apples to be rather neutral because they don't really taste particularly good or bad.
I think the color yellow is a nice color. People like the color yellow because it looks very nice, and that's all I had to say about yellow.
I think they're rather bland and fairly innocuous looking. They're cheap to purchase, which helps to make up for the rather obvious lack of flavor.
The feeling I get when I watch a show that I think is just okay when I really don't want to watch it is a feeling of not wanting to be there, wanting to get up and just get ready to go.
And I think overall the pros and cons of this fruit tend to balance itself out when compared to other fruits, and hence that was why I chose this apple.
For the variable group, we brought them in, sat them down, and asked them to think of a recent time in their life when they experienced something positive, maybe something they achieved, something good that happened to them, something good they did for somebody else. The idea was to put them in a positive state of mind. We asked them to focus on the details and 3 strengths that they had. Of those 3, we told them to choose their biggest strength and tell us a story that showed off that quality of theirs. Would you mind reading for us what you wrote?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I wrote, I have a top-notch quality of caring and being sympathetic with those people close to me.
I have a talent for and a gift for helping young people who don't like school, helping them to become intelligent and enjoy learning.
The one quality I like most about myself is that I'm very caring towards other people. I do a lot of volunteer work, which is good for the person in need and lifts my spirits immensely.
My most strongest strength is my knowledge. Not only because it's a tool I use on a daily basis, but also because it's a tool that helps me get myself out of a lot of trouble.
My favorite part of my personality is basically my self-motivation. Because when a lot of people doubt me and tell me that I can't do stuff, I just take the stuff that people say I can't do and use it as motivation and then just prove them wrong in the end.
The one thing I ask everyone to do is to be your authentic self. Stand up and be who you are no matter what. What you think of me is no concern of mine.
I deliver for the Meals on Wheels program at the Senior Center, and I love seeing my elderly recipients each week. They truly light up my day, and I don't feel complete without giving them a big hug and making sure everything is A-okay with them.
Recently, a friend of mine, his father also died, and I was able to come together and help him with his mourning and with his understanding process of death, and to let him know that, you know, you're not alone and it hurts like hell, but you'll get through it with the help of good friends, and that's what life's all about, just overcoming and advancing.
Well, my uncle was doubting me, calling me dumb and stuff like that. And then they was telling me I wasn't gonna pass the California high school exit exam, I was a dummy, I was a failure, and other stuff like that. But then I passed it, so then that was when I just realized that all the doubts that people give me, I just use it as a motivation and just use it to keep moving on.
When they were finished, we had them take another test. After they finished, we measured their happiness again to see what kind of effect the positivity exercise had. Now keep in mind, our findings show an instantaneous increase in happiness. Changes ranged as high as 43% increases in happiness to drops as low as 31%. And for those who did the exercise, we saw a much narrower range. For some people, happiness went up 18%, and the lowest drop was as little as 6%. So, maybe instead of focusing on your weaknesses, you should focus on your strengths instead. What are your strengths? When was the last time you really got to show it off and use it? Let us know in a video response. We'll do something awesome with it. I'm Julian, and this has been The Science of Happiness.
Soul Pancake, subscribe!